Gopika, start ma.
Yes, ma'am. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we will not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. By Buddha. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome the chief guests, faculties, and the fellow students to the national webinar on the topic Healthy Diet Practices, organized by the Citizen Consumer Club of Etraj College for Women, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. I take immense pleasure in welcoming the speaker of the day, Dr. V. Supriya ma'am. Dr. V. Supriya ma'am holds multiple degrees including MSc, MPhil, RD, PhD, and SCT. She is a registered dietitian and currently serves as an associate professor. Dr. V. Supriya ma'am's extensive research work has not only contributed significantly to the field but also showcases her dedication and expertise in pushing the boundaries of knowledge. In her role as a research supervisor, Supriya ma'am is currently guiding 9 ongoing PhD students. Additionally, she has successfully supervised 50 postgraduate dissertations. Supriya ma'am's contribution to the field of nutrition have been acknowledged through various awards and recognition. Dr. V. Supriya ma'am won first prize in paper presentation at the International Conference on Innovative Approaches in Life Sciences held at the Department of Food Science and Nutrition, American College, Madurai. The presentation focused on the nutritional profile and dietary practice of school-going children 5 to 12 years in Chennai. Furthermore, she was awarded the Best Oral Presentation Award for the research on the impact of Citteria italica supplementation on the serum blood glucose concentration on the type 2 diabetics patients at the same conference. Dr. V. Supriya ma'am has actively participated in numerous workshop and training sections to establish the solid foundation for a successful career. She holds membership in various esteemed associations, including the Indian Diabetic Association (IDA), the Indian Society for Internal and Paternal Nutrition, and the Nutritional Society of India, to name just a few. Furthermore, Dr. V. Supriya ma'am has made significant contributions to the field through the extensive publication. Some of her notable works include research on nutritional support, the impact of different oat bran recipes, the knowledge, aptitude, dietary practices to track and field athletes, flaxseed supplements for children with autism, and a pilot study assessing the quality of education pamphlet for childhood cancer survivors and caregivers. We are grateful to have you on the board with us, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gopika, for the nice introduction. First of all, I would like to thank the management of Etherage College and Consumer Netizen Club members and Meenakshi ma'am and Reni ma'am for giving me this opportunity. And I'm very much delighted and happy to say that I am a proud alumnus of Etherage College. And I studied my UG and PG in Etherage only, and it's always my alma mater. And I always cherish the memories and the learning experiences that I had from the college. I have due respects to my teachers as well. This month being National Nutrition Month, I think this topic would be ideal enough to talk more about the nutrition for students, especially the college going students who are going to be the future mothers and also going to have a proper family. And if you know nutrition better, you can bring up your family in a very nice way. So with that note, I would like to start my talk on nutrition for college going students. I have some quiz questions also at the end. If you can participate and put it up in the chat, or you can raise your hand and you can discuss, it would be nice. So let's begin the presentation. I hope the slides are visible. Is the slides visible? Can anybody tell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So first thing is about nutrition. Nutrition is all about health and healthy and leading a productive life. You all know about nutrition. The food we eat carries a lot of nutrients in it, and we definitely need these nutrients for having a proper, well balanced way, so that it optimizes our functioning ability, gives us immunity, strength, and mental clarity. What happens if you don't have good nutrition in you? And what about your physical health? It actually affects your physical health, but also bolsters mental resilience, fostering creativity, concentration, and problem solving abilities. So you will have a lot of, yeah, that's why we give a lot of importance to the nutrition aspect per se. And the thing is, when you talk more about nutrition, we invest in our future aspect, as well as we improve the longevity. We can prevent the diseases that set in our body, and overall concept of vitality is improved. When you are healthy, you can make your family healthy. If your family is healthy, the nation will be healthy, and so on. So we are going to talk more about the other aspects. I hope you all know about balanced diet, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals, and so on. When we know about a balanced diet, it comes from a healthy plate. I will be discussing about these healthy plate also in the future slides. 50 to 60% of total calories comes from carbohydrates, preferably complex carbohydrates. 10 to 15% comes from protein, and 20 to 30% from both visible and invisible fat. That is how our actual routine or the balanced diet makes it do. So when we have a proportionate balanced diet, which has a lot of carbohydrate, protein, fat, and accompanied by fiber, vitamins, and minerals, we don't have to worry about any other disease that we are going to have. Healthy eating pattern, physical activity, and sleep cycle is very much important to make you physically active and mentally happy. A diet that contains proper portions of classes of foods will be very, very important for you to carry out a proper basic nutrition. Okay. How do we follow a healthy diet? I think that is most of our question now. We have different food groups, and we call it as 5 food groups, 7 food groups, 9 food groups. The most commonly used is 5 food groups. Cereals, pulses, and millets are the major sources of most nutrients, whereas milk provides the good quality protein and calcium that is very much important for the body. Nuts and oils are calorie-rich foods and are very useful for making the energy and the giving you most of the energy. If you ask me, 1 gram of fat gives 9 calories, whereas 1 gram of carbohydrate gives 4 calories, and 1 gram of protein gives 4 calories. So what happens? Fat only gives more calories when it comes to energy, right? So if you see a balanced diet, food plate will look like this. It has more of vegetables. You have a cereal, you have a pulse, and a vegetable, and a rice, and all that. Okay. Coming to other things, the slide looks colorful, isn't it? So we have all the fruits, vegetables, and all here. Apart from the vegetables, we also should include egg, flesh foods, and fish if you are a non-vegetarian or a ova-vegetarian. Most of the vegetarians can derive almost all the nutrients from the diet consisting of cereal, pulses, vegetable, roots, and milk-based diets, whereas non-vegetarians can take it from egg itself. If you ask me, one egg will give the entire amino acid that you are needing to the body. Diversified diets with a judicious choice from a variety of food groups will provide you the necessary nutrients. And the previous slide said about how do you make it as a healthy way. First thing is, I have told you you should eat a variety of foods to ensure a balanced diet. The second point which I'm going to discuss is about eat plenty of vegetables and fruits. As you all know, fruits as such will give you a lot of fiber, and it's going to give you a lot of phytonutrients. They are the storehouses of the maximum vitamins and minerals. If you see, if you drink fruit juices, it will not going to be of any help to you, because you're going to add sugar to it. You're going to take too much of concentrated drink to it, but there is no fiber at all, because you have to filter the extract or the pulp of the fruit, and then only you're going to take it as a drink. Whereas if you take a fruit as such, you will be taking fiber, you're going to take most of the vitamins and minerals, and you're going to take some phytonutrients to your body. This will help you to improve your lot of micronutrient deficiencies. like anemia, and you will have other problems and all, right? Anemia will be there, constipation people have. These things can be corrected by taking lot of fiber from the fruits and vegetables. So I always say fresh fruits are always superior to the fruit juices. So better go for fresh fruits as such and not go to the fruit juices shop or fruit juices to make up your nutrient. That is not going to help you. Eat fruits or vegetables in all your meals in various forms, like curries, soups, mixed with curd, add to the pulse preparations and rice and so on. So my plate is going to be colorful, and I'm going to call it as a rainbow diet. You know what is a rainbow diet? Rainbow has different colors, right? So the plate has to be filled with colors, colored vegetables and fruits. That is going to help you in preventing the micronutrient deficiencies. And next point I'm going to discuss about the moderate usage of edible oils and animal foods, and use very little of ghee, butter or vanaspati. Vanaspati is nothing but trans fat. Most of the food items what we consume is prepared out of vanaspati. The fats and oils have high energy value and they induce kind of satiety. As I told you, fat gives 9 calories, so it has the highest energy value compared to carbohydrates and proteins. Apart from this, we definitely need some amount of fat because our fat soluble vitamins needs fat for its absorption and other purposes. So don't think we can be avoiding fat to reduce the complications. Not at all. You definitely need good fats to make up for the entire mechanism of the body. Diets that provide an excess of calories, they elevate the blood lipids, whereas excessive diets from the food can increase the risk of obesity, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. So, how do we compensate all this? If you know, most of the ready-to-eat foods, bakery foods, processed foods, everything have got a lot of hydrogenated fat like vanaspati and all. So, if you see people reuse the oil and reuse the fat that they take, like samosas, bhajis, vadas, whatever, excuse me, they use a lot of oil. This particular reusing of oil leaves a compound called acrolein, and that is not going to be a good indicator. That leads to a lot of cancer causing organism, mechanism, and that leads to cancer as well. So I would say like usage of edible oils and animal foods in moderate amounts and very less use of ghee, butter, and vanaspati would help you to follow a balanced diet. Coming to exercise, so far I've been discussing about carbohydrates, proteins, fats, balanced diet, and then how you should consume protein and how you should consume fat and all. Apart from this, whatever you consume, it's going to build on to the weight or the calories to your body. But if you exercise regularly and be physically active, you can maintain a ideal body weight of the person. So a minimum of 30 to 45 minutes of brisk walking or any form of physical activity with moderate intensity will definitely improve your overall health. So this would help you to prevent from non-communicable diseases also. Physical activity will definitely reduce the risk of falls and injuries in the elderly. Exercise is a very important medicine that I would say. Diet and exercise should go hand in hand to keep you always fit and active. If you ask me, you are consuming a lot of calorie and you're not exercising, your obesity rate of obesity or the risk of obesity is really high compared to the person who is eating less and more exercising. So that will be having a balance, right? And please restrict the sodium intake. Most of the processed foods have a lot of sodium in it. If you ask, like for example, puppets, pickles, sauces, ketchup, salted biscuits, chips, everything has added salt to it. These things should be restricted. And most of the masala items which comes as pre-cooked foods, ready-to-eat foods, they also have sodium in it. So definitely these things will add to the kidney function, and they are going to affect our heart as well. So kidney and heart has to be taken care when it comes to processed foods. If you eat more of fruits and vegetables, they are good sources of potassium rather than sodium. that will help you to compensate your blood pressure levels as well. Please drink more water. Drink more water. Water requirement per day should be 8 to 10 glasses, big ones, or minimum of 3 liters of water per day. Water is a major constituent of human body. Beverages are useful to relieve your thirst and fluid recommendations. Minimum of milk is an excellent beverage. Apart from that, natural foods, fruit juices can be consumed instead of carbonated beverages. I only say and stress because carbonated beverages will definitely cause a lot of complications. Instead, you can go for fruit juices. If you ask fruit or fruit juices, definitely fruit. If you ask carbonated beverages or fresh fruit juice, definitely fresh fruit juice is our option. Minimize the use of processed foods that are rich in salt, sugar, and fat. As I told you, urbanization has led to a lot of complications in our life, day-to-day life, and we see very importantly we go for modernized world. We are in a fast going pace. We prefer processed foods rather than ready to prepare foods, rather than home cooked foods or home prepared foods, because we don't have much time to cook. Always read the labels. Food labels are very important because you will know what exactly is the additive that they have in the food label. Please look into the shelf life and the manufacturing date and the expiry date. Everything should be looked into. Okay, this is one example of a brand. I don't want to put the brand, but it's a quite common brand, but people will consume, right? So I've just put it up. If you see, it has the refined wheat flour, which is nothing but maida, which is 90 percentage. Whole wheat flour is only 20 percentage, and edible vegetable oil is palm oil or palmlin oil, which we normally stopped using in our day-to-day life. Sugar, wheat bran, liquid glucose, milk, solids, maltodextrins, raising agents, like it has to raise, no? The biscuit has to, the dough has to raise. So that is added artificially, iodized salt and malt extract and dough conditioner. All these things is a component of the particular biscuit. And if you see the carbohydrate, sugars, and protein, saturated fats are very high in this. So cholesterol is less, but if you see the energy is 493 kilocalories that is coming from this 100 gram of the packet. So just by consuming 10 or 12 biscuits, you are done with the energy recommendations for your half of the energy requirements per day, right? So we have to look into the food label before we consume something. We should know what is good for our body, and then you consume. You should know how to balance it, or if you better avoid it, that is very good. Most of them claim that it is not having calories or protein. No, you can't say that, because fat is really high in this particular biscuit. If you see, 21 grams is coming from 100 gram. Our recommendation per day as recommended dietary allowance itself will be 21 grams only. So imagine one packet is just meeting up your recommendations. What are the common nutrition problems that most of the college students face nowadays is obesity, and the other end also they have weight, underweight also. Okay, so it's a we don't have a proper balance here. So college students, most of them consume food at irregular timings. They either consume high calorie and low nutrient food. Most of them have sedentary lifestyle, long hours of studying or long hours of sitting in the class, as well as long hours of watching TV, phone, and all that. The main focus should be calorie deficit. We have to see that the consuming your calories should be less than the the activity that you're doing should be more. Actually, calorie deficit is nothing but you have to cut down the calories that you consume and do more of exercise. That's what the slide is talking about. As it previously showed in the slides, a balanced diet emphasis on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, protein, healthy fat, dairy or dairy alternatives. All these things should be the focus. Please look into the portion control. Okay, there is something called mindful eating. You know what you're eating, and you should not overindulge in the eating process. So if you ask me, if you go to one restaurant and it gives you two idlis of big size, you may feel full, but you will not be just because you paid the bill, you will be in forced to eat something like that. Or if you really like something and your portion size is really small, how will you feel? Definitely you should be mindful of your portion size to avoid overeating. Please use smaller plates, measure your portions, don't eat directly from the package. Okay, just avoid eating directly from the package, because you will never know how much you're eating, right? Please stick on to a timing. Proper timing in the meals have to be followed. Avoid skipping meals. Eat at regular intervals. That will help you to regulate your appetite and prevent excessive snacking. Most of them don't eat in the morning and they snack at unnecessary food items or junk foods. Limit the sugary and the processed foods. Reduce or eliminate the sugary beverages, especially. Please avoid the added sugars in it. Please hydrate yourself. Drink plenty of water. That is good for your skin as well as for your digestion process. As I said, move for fiber-rich foods, whole grain vegetables, whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and legumes. This will help to improve your satiety as well as control your hunger. First thing is about mindful eating. Please listen to your body first. If your body says don't eat over the counter, please don't eat. If you want to pay attention to your hunger, and please follow that. Eat slowly. Don't think that I'm giving you age old advices. No, nothing like that. If you eat slowly, definitely your saliva is going to produce a lot of enzymes, and that will help you to restrict your intake as well as the proper this thing. Okay, avoid please avoid your distractions like television or smartphones during meals. That will also kind of not give you the feeling of eating itself. We have a course called mindful eating here, where what we do is we give them that there is one technique called mindful eating technique, where you can consume one raisin. We'll ask them to relish the raisin and take time to understand how it feels when you consume that raisin, and slowly it will move on to the further things. Okay, cook at home. Most of the time we are not able to follow this, including me, but I would make sure that my kids consume most of the time at home. And long term sustainability, focus on your sustainable goal. Avoid fad diets, which gives you quick fix. Like, I want to reduce weight immediately. There are a lot of diets now. Blue zone diet, Atkins diet, and people would have heard about keto diet, all that. For God's sake, all these things will give you solutions, but only temporary solutions and no permanent solutions to it. Okay. Please monitor progress. Please keep a food diary or a nutrition tracking app to monitor your food intake if you want to go for the weight loss. If you're normal, please don't follow all that. That itself is something great. Okay. And here I'm going to talk more about anemia. Most of the college students, we have done studies on them, so that's why I've picked up few things and I've put it up in the slides. Iron-rich foods are very important for you all to prepare a better nation and better, baby. So what you should do is dietary choices, because of not taking too much of iron-rich foods will definitely cause poor concentration in the college. And once you get married, with anemia, you are going to carry a what do I say, nutrition deficiency to the kid, to the fetus as well. The baby is in the womb will also have iron deficiency, right? So that's why we give a lot of iron supplements to the pregnant women. That is a mandatory thing for any pregnant women to consume iron rich foods, iron supplements. So if you see, I put up a lot of iron rich foods here: lean red meats, poultry and fish, beans, dark leafy greens, fortified cereals, nuts and seeds, dried foods are all rich in iron actually. Apart from the iron, we have to consume vitamin C also along with the iron rich foods, which will enhance the iron absorption. Vitamin C helps in conversion of non-heme iron to the most absorbable form of iron in the body. The sources of vitamin C includes citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, and all that. Animal source are the major source of B12 in our body, and folate also. All these things together put up the iron deficiency. And again, another thing is, ma'am, I'm taking a lot of iron rich foods, but people say if I'm not able to absorb the iron, my iron levels are still low. Why? Because you would have been consuming foods which have iron inhibitors in them. If you see calcium, you should not consume calcium rich foods or supplement along with iron rich foods. That will hinder the absorption of iron. Tea and coffee should be limited because during meals, if you consume these things, it will limit your absorption of iron. Phytates and oxalates present in certain plant foods will definitely interfere with iron absorption. Cooking or soaking grains will reduce the phytate levels. And again, you would have heard people talking in the olden age about using iron pans, cast iron pans. When you cook all that, this will increase the iron content of the food. Supplements like iron supplements, B12 supplements also can help them in reducing the iron deficiency. I think this is the most common condition that I'm seeing in my college students as well as PCOS. We are doing a lot of research in PCOS as well. Polycystic ovary syndrome. This again is nothing but people may be thin or overweight, but they will have problems with the diet. Okay, insulin sensitivity and hormonal balance is very important when we talk about PCOS. PCOS management often involves addressing the insulin resistance through dietary modifications. So here we have to consider on the weight, insulin resistance, and making their hormone balanced. This is our role as a nutritionist. So I would be recommending you all to have a balanced diet. Please count on the carbohydrates that you consume and have good amount of protein in your diet. Go for healthy fat. Okay, I'm sure you would have heard about avocado, which is a fruit which has good amount of fat. You know, it's the fat which is present in avocado is the healthy fat. Nuts, oil seeds, and olive oil, all these things have good amount of healthy fat in them. Fiber plays a very important role again. Whichever condition is seen, fiber keeps it under control. Portion control is very important, as I already said. Regular meals have to be taken. Limit the sugar and processed foods when it comes to PCOS, and also choose low fat or low dairy fat free product for healthy alternatives like almonds or milk or soya milk. Please hydrate yourself, limit your alcohol and caffeine. It's a gentle recommendation. Please consume a lot of fish like anti-inflammatory fatty fish like salmon, mackerel. These are very good. Turmeric and berries will reduce the inflammation associated with PCOS. Reduce your stress. Stress also will have a role to play. Stress reduction techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, yoga, everything exacerbates the PCOS symptom. Please go for regular walking or physical activity. So I'm done with a lot of things like PCOS, anemia, obesity, and there comes the dietary food plate. This plate I wanted you to understand very clearly. The healthy eating plate is a guide developed for having a balanced meal. If you see fruit and vegetable, how much should be taken, grains and protein, and a very little amount of dairy products. This is how should be packed in your lunch box or the box, snacks box, whatever. So my concept here is about the healthy plate. Make most of your meal as fruits and vegetable based. Go for whole grains, 1/4 of the plate, and protein should be 1/4 of the plates. Okay, that will make our healthy food plates. Drink more water and reduce coffee or tea. Stay active. Go for plant oils. All these things will help you to remain healthy. I'm just showing you a sample menu for a day. This would be ideal for you to consume as a college going student. I'm giving some basic things as a South Indian: idli with coconut chutney, dosa with potato masala, semia upma, poha, rava upma. Satamav kanji would be a better option. Basic chilla with mint chutney. Mid-morning snack. If you see some of you would have missed your breakfast, please go for a healthy mid-morning snack like fruit salad or puffed rice. Any seasonal fruit with handful mixed nuts, a bowl of thick curd, all that is a very good option. Coming to the rice, you can have a bowl of rice with sambar or rasam, or 2 pieces of pulka and a glass of buttermilk, and 1 cup of poriyal or kuta with white chickpea, handful of grilled paneer, and a portion of fresh vegetable salad is very good. Evening snack, I would say a cup of boiled chickpea or rajma, and dinner would be chapati with dal or ragi dosa with chutney. These things would be an ideal option, or appam with coconut milk. If you see, most of the menu that I have projected is having a lot of fermented items. That is going to be a probiotic for you, help you in gut, microbial integrity. So coming to the quiz component, I'm done with the class as such. Can we go for the quiz? You have any doubts before I go to the quiz part? Any questions or doubts or clarifications?
Ma'am, can we use brown sugar or jaggery
Can I go
instead
on
of
with the
white
quiz
sugar?
session?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, can I go on with the quiz?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, will they be able to project the screen?
No, ma'am, it is not audible.
Okay. I just wanted to know if people can, interact in the chat box or something. You let me know, because I'm not able to see the chat box as such.
Ma'am, there is a question in the chat box. What is the difference between probiotic and prebiotics?
Okay. The probiotics are nothing but live organisms like curd. If you see, curd is prepared from a culture media. The previous days, buttermilk will be added to the milk and it forms a curd, right? So we are going to give the direct microorganisms to the gut. Prebiotic is nothing but fiber-rich foods, inulin, fructooligosaccharides, and all that will be going to our body. Inside our body, microorganisms will be produced, and they help in the betterment of our body. So prebiotic is a food that we are giving, and then it converts to organism. But probiotic is a live thing, microorganism itself we are consuming. So that's the difference. Example, as I said, curd, and other example would be uh, fiber-rich foods. In maybe resistant starch is also coming under prebiotic. Fiber-rich foods, most of it, inulin, fructooligosaccharides, banana, and all that will be a very good source of prebiotics. I hope I've answered.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay. Any
another
other question?
question. Can we use
Yeah.
brown sugar or jaggery instead of white sugar in beverages?
See, the thing is, both are processed only. Both are processed. A bit higher nutrient content is in brown sugar compared to white sugar. So if you see, most both of them are processed, but brown sugar, if it is a palm sugar, that is better than white sugar. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Are protein shakes healthy?
No, I can't get you.
Can protein shakes are healthy?
Protein shakes prepared at home. You want to make it as whey protein, which is available in the markets. You have to look into the condition, because if you take too much of protein for bodybuilding and all that, if you're really concentrating on the competitions, you're athlete, you wanted to have more protein, definitely those proteins can be advisable by a nutritionist, and you can consume it. If you want to have general protein milkshakes, or protein shakes like that, you see to that your body is in need, and then you can go on with that. Okay, artificial or supplements, I mean the supplements may not be required for people think that it is very important for them and they consume. It's not like that. If your body is in real need, like bodybuilding, or you're taking part in any competition, you can definitely go for these protein shakes.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other
How to
questions?
overcome sleeplessness?
Yeah.
How to overcome sleeplessness?
Sleeplessness. Okay. I think sleeplessness is a very common problem. Insomnia. We call it as insomnia. It happens with kids nowadays. College going kids use more of mobile phones. And after pandemic, most of them feel, kind of insecure feeling. Most of them have psychological issues. Definitely, you have to have a lot of effort to bring in sleep. Diet is one thing. Second is about avoiding the gadgets minimum 1 hour before you sleep, or at least half an hour before you sleep, and go for some activity, physical activity, or walking. That will help you to induce sleep. Keep your mind calm and refreshing. Listen to some music and sleep. All these things are small corrections only, I can say. We have to identify what is the underlying cause of the sleeplessness, and then we have to treat it accordingly. Okay. Any other questions?
No, ma'am. That's it, ma'am.
That's all. Okay,
Yeah, ma'am.
just this quiz shall I put up, or will they be able to answer in the chat box?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The first question, which of the following macronutrients is the body's prime source of energy? That's my question for the first one. Second question, which of the following is a complete food source which contains all the essential amino acids? This I told when I was taking the particular slide. Okay. And I have the answers here. This is for the carbohydrates, and it's both actually protein and carbohydrates. And here is eggs. Okay. Next question is, which mineral is essential for maintaining the healthy blood pressure and fluid balance in our body? Blood pressure means sodium should come into your mind. So that's the answer. Which of the following is a good source of dietary fiber here? I think it's very easy. Broccoli. And which is very important for your healthy bones and teeth? Calcium is very important. I'm giving the answer as such. Which nutrient is essential for the growth and repair of the body tissues? Can I have some answers? Very easy. It's proteins. So thank you for your patient listening. And I hope I have covered up the entire slides. Thank you for the Citizen Consumer Club of Ethraj College. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. If there are any more clarifications to be made, I'm open to the discussions.
Ma'am, nothing, ma'am. You are clear with the topic. Thank you so much for the valuable insight on the webinar topic, ma'am. Now I request Ms. Arini V, Joint Secretary of Citizen Consumer Club, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful event. On behalf of Citizen Consumer Club of Ethraj College for Women, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our resource person, Dr. V. Supriya Ma'am, MSc, MPhil, RD, PhD, SCT, registered dietitian, and associate professor. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your highly informative speech. My special thank to Dr. S. Umagauri Ma'am, Principal, and Dr. A. S. Saranya Ma'am, Vice Principal Aided, and Dr. M. Jayanti Ma'am, Vice Principal Self-Supporting, for the constant support in organizing this event. I extend my deep and sincere thank to our Dr. V. Shanti Ma'am, Head, Department of Corporate Secretaryship, Aided, for her sole gratitude. And I also thank Dr. R. Geeta Lakshmi Ma'am, Head, Department of Corporate Secretaryship Self-Supporting, for a remarkable motivation from the time of inception of the club. I also thank Mrs. Meenakshi Ma'am and Mrs. Sriprata Ma'am, faculty coordinators, for the support and guidance, and last but not the least, I thank our beloved audience for making this event a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, Arini, for expressing the gratitude on behalf of the Citizen Consumer Club, Ethraj College for Women. Feedback form for each certificate has been posted in the comment section. I once again thank everyone for patiently attending the webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.